Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. We've got Craig, Shaka and Mark Ogden here. I've had a text from Dan today. He said the doctor said he's progressing well. And he was in good spirits yesterday. He was
texting last night.
Yeah, so he was actually offering to show pictures of the liver, which Craig declined.
I died.
Yeah, I'm not.
I wish I declined now.
I wish I had too. OK, on to lighter subject.
I offered to send him up a crate of cold beer.
No, absolutely not.
But he's just to try the new one out, see how it's going.
Absolutely not. All right, let's get started with your questions.
It's good to see that, obviously, and in all seriousness, it's a big ordeal.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You know, he was quite chilled, relatively chilled about it on the surface, but it was a big ordeal. It is a big ordeal for people. Big long operation and that, so it's hopefully we're at the other end now.
Yeah, his lovely wife did say that when he was first coming round because of the medication, he was talking nonsense.
Okay, no, he was just being him.
Sending all our love out to you, Dan, and we love to keep hearing your updates, as does everybody.
You haven't stretched his legs at all when he's in there. Made him another
All right, let's get your first question up then. I'm actually not sure which way around these go. I think it's this one. Okay.
Well, try it with the right way up. I would imagine.
It's the right way.
I would imagine the question started at the top.
It's not great. I've just started to get my first readers, so let's see how we do. All right, Shaka, I think the first question's for you. Your World Cup odds really have Mexico above Holland, Germany, and even Colombia. Is the algorithm a myth?
You know, I have a confession to make. I just kind of forgot about Holland. And I'll be honest, I've paid zero attention to European qualifying. All usuals are going to qualify. It's because of this extended format and how many European teams are going to qualify. I really have paid zero attention to it. It's just, it feels predictable. So I've paid zero attention.
Does the algorithm just not like international teams?
Hold on. Hold your horses. Whoa there.
Right, let me give the explanation.
Mexico, there's two teams in there. Are you trying to
let me
heal some wounds?
No. Here's what I said yesterday.
Norway.
Here's what I said.
They beat Moldova 11.
Here's what I said yesterday.
They've not beat the World Cup.
Hold on. Here's what I said yesterday. I don't think anybody outside of the top four are going to win the World Cup. So now I'm looking for who gets deep runs in the tournament.
The United States.
I think Mexico and the United States will get deep runs because they'll get very easy draws as host nations.
He says the deep run is the last 16 now.
Norway. I know they've been better recently, Norway, but they haven't been to a World Cup since I played against them in 1998. I mean, neither of our lot, but they're not on the top 10.
Mark, I wonder what you've got to say about this.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Norway is so high, I've got to say. And, I know they got Erling Haaland, but, not sure about that. I think Portugal are the team that could surprise, and obviously the Ronaldo situation never goes away, but they've got a lot of good players, Portugal, and if they can get a run together, they're certainly a team. I saw them win the Nations League last season, and, they're capable of beating anybody in the day. So I'd say Portugal is a little bit higher than Norway.
You ready? Okay, I think he's been taking some heat on the socials as well.
The United States and Mexico.
Somebody wrote to me. I tell you, I bet they get to round of 16. One of the two of those.
If they get a soft soap draw.
They'll get a soft draw as hosts. They always get a soft draw as hosts.
Okay. Well, you can always change your mind in a World Cup. It's not.
Well, they did beat the mighty. To be fair, they've drew Ecuador.
Beat Australia.
Which some of our colleagues went a little bit OTT as per. And then they beat the mighty Australia at home.
It was their first defeat under their coach, Australia.
Tony Popovich. When have Australia ever been a juggernaut?
You love this international.
I know.
You're all over all the international.
I think you should be on Football Americas. You know a lot.
You could have my spot.
Listen, don't be silly. Listen. It's not professional to not watch the qualifiers.
No, I don't watch European qualifying.
Neither did I.
Except for the days you're on, obviously.
I don't watch it.
All right.
It's hard. It's a hard watch.
Mark,
qualifying.
I love this question. Would Mark be a happier lad if he, say, covered Real Madrid or maybe Mallorca for a few years?
There's an idea.
I am happy. What this is just Mystic's craze.
Okay, why have they shoehorned you into this sort of Mr. Grumpy? I've had the same over the years.
I don't know. It's probably because I'm
That's annoying.
That's not how to remark Eddie, by the way.
Listen, I'd be more than happy to go to Real Madrid and cover Real Madrid for a while because Madrid's one of the best cities in Europe. So, but no, I'm more than happy with my lot in the Premier League. I see plenty of good football at Anfield, at the Emirates, at Stamford Bridge, at the Etihad. Not so much at Old Trafford, but there's plenty going on in the Premier League. So, no, I'm happy enough as it is.
Okay.
Don't make Mark any happier.
I tell you what.
Don't make Mark any happier, whatever you do.
You put Augie next to Rob Dawson. Oh my God. He's comedic.
You have to be like that if you're in the Manchester region. It's fitting. It's rainy.
Horrible, miserable.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, there's not like people say that. Honestly, it's like it's just a job, isn't it? You can't just sit here and go. You can't.
I mean, you can if you want.
No, that's what I tried to do.
Yeah, but sometimes you need words.
All right.
Come on, questions.
Milan is supposedly annoyed at how Pochettino and the US men's national team handled Pulisic during this past international window because he was risked when there were no points involved and Pulisic was dealing with an ankle issue. Does Milan have a valid point, Shaka?
The US are not going to play where there's points involved till next summer. But at some point, they have to start playing what you think, or shades of what you think of their best team. Now, and how serious that ankle injury is down to Christian Pulisic to say to the coach to play or not, or what kind of role he plays. So I don't put this on Pochettino at all.
Do you remember Jan came out with that one of his ridiculous statements? I'm just going to go through all the pundits. Do you remember Jan came out and said when Bayern Munich were going to ridiculously threatening to sue Canada over Alphonso Davies getting an injury? And we all said, never heard so much garbage in my life. And Jan said, I think they got a case. Which, absolutely ridiculous. But where these, my point is, how do you stop this? A manager back in the old days, managers just stopped players going. They come up with any old, I've seen it, I was part of it, any old codswallop of a story and a player wouldn't go. But the rules and laws around the international break have changed now. And Pulisic was fit to start the game. Pochettino's he's under pressure. They haven't played particularly well. He's searching for the right back. So this is just another club v country war of words. Bayern Munich in Canada, Milan in the US.
Barcelona in Spain, Lamine Yamal.
It happens. Club managers do not want their players playing in games that are seemingly meaningless, but they're meaningless to the club manager, but they're not, and to us maybe, but they're not meaningless for the most part to the international manager who's under pressure and he's trying to figure out the best way forward to get the best results. So it's just tough.
Yeah, tough. All right, for Mark, any truth to the UAE consortium takeover news?
Well, I mean, this always raises its head when United have a bit of a bad patch and that there's a little bit of stuff behind the scenes, but I don't think it's as credible as some United fans would hope it would be. The UAE, certainly Abu Dhabi, have got Man City cornered, and Dubai have never really shown any major interest in buying a football club. They had a flirtation in Liverpool maybe 15 years ago, but nothing came of it. Dubai is interested in horse racing, so I don't see the UAE being a serious proposition for Man United right now. I think the Glazers are happy there. They don't want to sell because they see more money coming down the line from various different things. So I think the UAE thing is just a bit of a red herring.
Okay, another one for you, Mark. What's going on in terms of a salary cap and which clubs would and wouldn't like?
Well, this is part of the Premier League that they're trying to vote on what's called an anchoring system, which I won't kind of bore you guys with the details of it, but it basically means that it's a kind of a salary cap by stealth, but it's never going to work for the biggest clubs in the Premier League because the moment the Premier League has a salary cap, it means that they can't compete with Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, the clubs in Saudi Arabia when it comes to paying the best players, because the best players will go where the money is and the money won't be in the Premier League anymore. So it's just not feasible. Why would the Premier League vote for a system which makes the league weaker and less exciting, less attractive to the best players? So I don't see who it suits and why it's even being suggested.
The old turkey voting for Christmas routine, isn't it? Not that turkeys can vote. Don't believe so. They wouldn't vote, would they? Shaq?
Yeah.
You like turkey?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And Christmas.
Huh?
I like turkey and Christmas. I'd vote for them both.
Mark, you're a popular boy today. Mark, is Jude Bellingham overrated? Would he make the starting 11 for Spain or France?
Do you know something? I think he is. I think he's overrated. I think he had a great start at Real Madrid, and I think he's kind of living off that first 3 months at Real. Look, he's a good player, he's a top player, but is he in Real Madrid's top 5 most important players? Might squeak in at number 5, but I don't. I think the situation with Bellingham is I don't quite know what his best position is. I don't think he does either. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's not. I don't think he works hard enough to be an attacking midfielder. So I don't quite know where he fits in. So I think there is probably a little bit of his reputation has been embellished a bit because he plays for Real Madrid, and yeah, I think he is overrated. There you go.
Who outside of Harry Kane in the England squad gets into France or Spain squad? A little harsh, that question.
I think Declan Rice plays for. I think Declan Rice is good enough as a midfielder. Yeah.
You watch Jude Bellingham a lot, though. Do you think it's harsh to say that he's overrated?
Well, I think he has to prove himself again. That first 6 or 7 months of his first season, when we sat here and every weekend and went, my God, this is incredible. Not generally his all-round performance, but popping up at the right place at the right time. Another goal, another winner. There was a great goal in his first Classico he played at the Montjuic, I believe. 2 goals late on. But if you look back at those, a lot of that goal-scoring feat that he was on at the time, a lot of it, the ball sort of just dropped to him. Now, he did score a couple of fantastic goals and made some great runs, but there was a few of them where the ball sort of bobbled around and he was right place, right time. Once that goes away, then there has to be other facets to your game. And that certainly went away last year under Ancelotti.
Everybody struggled last year under Ancelotti.
And that's what I'm saying, he wasn't the only one, and he was shifted from pillar to post, as Valverde was, as Camavinga was, and others. So that sort of neutralised what we saw this season before. But I do think he has. I think it was a big mistake not to have the surgery at the end of the season. Maybe there was pressure on him from inside Madrid to go to this ridiculous Club World Cup. I don't know, but I think for any player that's a mistake. You have to give yourself the best pre-season, the best chance to start the season, particularly when you're under as much pressure at a club as Real Madrid. So to answer the question, I'm not sure overrated is the right word, but I don't think he's a guaranteed starter. And even though Alonso put him in that Madrid derby, which was a managerial mistake, and that wasn't Bellingham's fault, I do feel that unless he really pulls his weight, I don't think, never mind England, I don't think he's a guaranteed starter for Real Madrid.
So then, I think it's still a little early to say whether he will be under Xabi Alonso. To your point, had this outstanding first season for Real. Was he third in the Ballon d'Or voting? But then last season, nobody lived up to that previous season's expectation, whether we're talking Vinicius Jr., you look through all Real Madrid squad, nobody had the season that they did 2 seasons ago. So, and then, you're right, for some reason, Real Madrid kind of made the Club World Cup a priority and him playing in that, and so he's just coming back. So I find the question a little premature.
Okay. Well, time will tell.
Okay, I'm just being a bit. I'm being a little bit facetious here, but just bear with me a minute. If you switch Scott McTominay and Jude Bellingham from Napoli and Real Madrid, would you notice a difference? I mean, in terms of what they do.
Don't know, Mark. Would you?
At the moment, I think Bellingham. I don't. Yeah, it just sounds a bit silly, but Bellingham's got more to his game, all-round game. But in terms of being a threat in the opposition box as a midfielder, then at the moment you would have to say McTominay's a bigger threat.
I'm having Bellingham all day long. Over McTominay, I'm having Bellingham.
No, I mean, I don't think it's not. Well, listen, I don't think we should. You know, look, I think we have some credibility here to guard against. We're not comparing Scott McTominay and Jude Bellingham as players. No, and Oggie's not doing that. He's just saying currently, the way McTominay's taken his game to the level as he did in Italy, as arguably one of the biggest midfield threats from deep, scoring goals. Bellingham has to get back to that. This is bread and butter, isn't it? Because he's not an intricate. He's not a Modric or a Kroos, is he? His game's about physicality. His game's about running. You know, running with the ball, running and timing and runs. You know, Frank Lampard did that. I think, and you know, Frank was a young player when I was coming through, and then I watched him and commentated on him. Frank maybe had parts of his game where he wasn't a Steven Gerrard with his passing range or a Paul Scholes, but year on year, he was delivering goals and goals and goals, driving into the box, shots from outside the box, timing his runs, and he was brilliant at it. And he perfected the consistency, pretty much, of that. That's what Jude Bellingham needs to do. And you know, time will tell whether he's going to do that consistently at Real Madrid. I don't know. Yeah. Big year for him. Big season for that boy.
Yeah.
Big season for him.
And La Liga getting back underway this weekend. We'll be talking a lot more about it, no doubt, on the later editions of Extra Time. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll be back tomorrow.